Hello and welcome back to another video on this channel. This time again, challenge video day, I think 7 it is, for my 1 month game dev challenge. As last time I did something offline yesterday evening, where I added some do-tween effects so that this weapon on the ground is rotating, and also made the pop-up more beautiful, and also, as you see, different colors. I added some kind of rarity. We can have a quick look into that. This is all done within the model script. I think it's an scriptable object. I just added a weapon rarity, and there are the rankings: default, rare, legendary, ultimate, and god or godlike. And then I add a mapping to all of these to return the correct color for that, and then I can just use the function get weapon color to see what is the correct weapon color. So in this case, you will see that the scar with legendary, just like in Fortnite, is a higher rank than the sniper. And then we can just take it with E, with the action key E. I added a new action key. I can show that to you also right here. This little action key is new, and before that it was the problem that we just ran over it, and then it automatically was picked up, and we do not want to have this. So these are the little convenient changes. As for now, I would say that we now maybe want to take care of an inventory at the bottom right corner, and maybe the all-in-one HUD system, so that we might also have something like the health bar at the bottom left. So let's do not waste any time and dive right into this. So to not waste any time, I just create a new manager, or a controller. I think a controller is the most correct idea for that. Let's say we have an inventory controller here. Inventory controller. So now we want to have our inventory set up. So I just add a private list of weapons. Yeah, I think weapons is good. Or maybe we also want to have a dictionary, because we want to have the key as a weapon, but the value as an integer. What is the count of ammunition we have? So this is the inventory. I call it weapon inventory. And then we can have a little convenient function which says get ammo, and then we can put in the weapon right here. And if the weapon inventory contains this key, then we easily can return it back. If not, then just return 0. So we also want to have something like add to inventory the weapon. So we can just check if we want to add a weapon with ammo or without ammo. So let's check if we can just copy that. If the weapon inventory contains the key weapon, then we want to add the weapon, the ammo to that. else we just want to set it. So this is the right way. We might also want to take care of the removing function. So remove from inventory. We check, hey, if the weapon is in the inventory, then we just want to remove it. So we just call the remove function. There we go. And yeah, if not, nothing happens because yeah, we do not have anything else. Maybe we want later something like sharing ammunition or something like that. So some kind of remove ammunition or drop ammunition is maybe good, but I think it's okay for now. So we just have this add to inventory function. We want to use this. So we check our pickup, player pickup. And I think this is the place where we want to change that. Old. We have the old implementation here. And the new implementation would be something like inventory controller. We can reference that here. And then we have the inventory controller here. So, and then just can copy this. Nice. So we can add this to our inventory. The weapon. Yeah, that's it, what I want. And we can also have this as a default action that will be done when something is getting added to the inventory. So if something new comes, then we just want to equip it. Is it good? No, that's bad. That's bad because this might change the way the player is fighting. So this is not the case. But if we can say if now the weapon inventory count is bigger than 0, then we can add it. No. If it's 1, yeah, that's what I wanted. Sorry. If the weapon inventory dot count equals 1, then we can equip it. Because then we know, okay, this is the one and only thing we want to have in here. So also in the awake function, we want to set this up. Nice. And then we have the weapon here we want to equip. Nice. So, and also we might want to just debug what is in our inventory right now. So we want to debug the weapon inventory. I hope this is working. I worked a lot with Python last weeks, so maybe I get a convenient debug log. There, let's see. So let's, okay, 2. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. But we can loop through this for each key value pair. In inventory. O and the integer. Now you want to debug the following. We want to have the key and the value. That's it. And now we might want to have scar 30, and then we have a scar 30 2 times and the sniper as oh. Nice. So this is working. We got our inventory here. So we can delete this log now. And yeah, now it's time for our UI, I think. So let's go to our HUD object here we have on the left. And then create a new canvas for that. I think this is more, more cleaned up. So have it with the with a screen size scaled, and then have new empty field on the bottom right corner, I think. So this is nice. So now we can check which is the correct size. I think this is good. Inventory parent. And on that we can have a, oh, it's called grid layout group. Nope, I want a vertical, horizontal. Huh. Now we got it. Or maybe a grid isn't even that bad. Grid layout group, because then I can easily have some kind of slots automatically set up. So we have the middle, center, cell size with 100, let's say 128, and then have a spacing with 16, and then we can just have this right here. Is this too big? Let me check this real quick. I don't know, let me just expand this a bit. I think it's a bit too big. So let's test 96. $16 is still okay to have that. Yeah, I think this is okay. Nice. So this is our grid now. Let's also say that we want a transparent look of that. So 50%. We can say that the slot could be 50% if it's active. Let's just create a new one, and like 25, so 0, 25 if it's not active. We can see if this is working, but I think it's a good idea to guide the player a bit. Which is currently the active one. So let's just save it really quick and directly write the code for it. So I write a new code for UI inventory. Yeah, I think that's it. This will do. And I want this system to be event driven. So I will check the inventory controller if there's anything and execute another event. So I think it's a bit of a time. I think it's a action. I think it's a Unity event. Public Unity event on item added to inventory. Then I have on item removed from inventory. So let's check if this is working. Oh, let's do it this way. Invoke. And then the on item removed inventory. Then we can just check if this was really invoked. Nice. Or maybe this could be added here. Okay, nice. So we want to pass something within this inventory, and I think this is what we want to pass. We want to pass the current inventory each time, and I think this will be working when we let me see real quick. So we want to pass the inventory with the invoke function, and now we can easily create some kind of a listener on our UI. So let's jump right into our UI inventory, and we can directly in the awake function or in the start function, I guess it's totally okay, to get the player, the inventory controller and to get the event from. So how do we get to the inventory controller from our UI inventory? Well, there are plenty of ways. I think I will do the more sturdiest way. I love cows, and I think in this constellation it isn't even that bad that I just have some kind of function in the start method where you say, okay, I want to have something like a UI manager instance, and then have something like register inventory controller, something like that, and then I can pass myself into it, and then just have a listener here to see if this is registered, and then use the reference from that inventory controller for listening on these events. It's pretty dirty, but I think that this will be a nice isolation because we have the inventory controller on our player script, right? So we would have to check if we already can achieve the a UI inventory, but the UI inventory should be instantiated a bit later, that the UI can react on these changes from the business logic. I hope you understand what I mean. So let me see. What we could do is we could register us directly by the, or could we not just create a single for that? I do not know if this is a good idea, but we also did this with other managers. So this would act as kind of manager, and then the inventory controller would just say, hey, hello, here I am. I'm not a big fan of that because this produces really, really ugly code, but I give it a shot and hope this is working nicely. So let's just do that. So this is a public UI inventory, or public static, I'm sorry. Not public static UI inventory, this instance, and in the wake function, you notice already if instance equals null, then we want to say, okay, please use just this function or this class. So then we could have a function calling it public void register inventory controller, and then we have an inventory controller. Reference this inventory controller here as a private member, and then just easy as that, have that here. So let's just do that. On the start function, we can say UI inventory dot instance. I want to register myself. Hello, here I am. This is pretty nice, I think. Because then, yeah, we know that this is already, started. Nice. Okay, then with the registration, we directly can use this inventory controller. Have this on items added, and have the update inventory function right here, and also right there for the on update an item removed inventory. So let's just create these. Can I easily create? No, I have to create a function on my own. Thanks for that. Void, but we need to pass the dictionary we got here. So nice. And I just call this parameter something like, I don't know, inventory. So why isn't this working? Didn't I do well? Well, actually, it should just add this event. Well, of course, I could just say add listener and just have a call there. It's also possible, but I'm wondering why this isn't working in the first place. But maybe I'm just a noob. So that's kind of okay. So nice. Then we can just log it out and see if this is working. I do not need the specific inventory count with the for each loop like we did last time. But now I can see if the call comes through and if the event is registered correctly. So let's just pick something up, and then we get it here in the UI inventory. Hooray! This is cool. This is really, really cool. And based on that information, we now can fill up these slots. We can now say, okay, in the first inventory slot, we have weapon X. On the second inventory slot, we got weapon Y, and so on and so forth. And then we can just, use that information. Nice. So we can write continuing editing this inventory UI, and for that we might want to have a list where we have inventory slots. We have the UI inventory slot, and we just call this inventory slots. So let's copy this and then create the class UI inventory slot. So let's go to our UI. There it is. And there we go. This is the slot. And I think we can just add this component here. And then we can easily assign things to that, like image or the ammunition. So let's just create another text mesh pro, getting our new font for that. Nice. And let's have an example text here. We want to have it at the lower left side, and we want to have it at the bottom left side also. And then we can easily have it in a font size we can read, but it's a bit smaller. Maybe we can have it at 24. I think 24 is a good one. I think this is okay. Or maybe we can even. No, I think that's fine. I thought about having another box for it, but I think it's okay as it is. Yes. So let's also maybe have a little bit of margin here. What about 4? Yeah, I think 4 is good for that. Nice. So we now have also the ammo label, and we also want to have an image for that. But I think the width could be 96. Is original. 64 I think is a good one, and we want to have it below our ammunition thing. So let's make it dark. Oh, we need to have it white. I'm sorry. So maybe we can adjust something here so we have a bit of shadow there. I think we can have it here as an outline. It's an underlay. Underlay is better. To have it a bit darker there, to have a contrast so we can read it better. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, it can also be pretty soft. It's okay that we just have a little bit of contrast here. Yeah, I think that's cool. We might want to check if this is also good and looking good in the game view. Yeah, I think it's okay for this kind of stuff we want to do. So let's jump right in our UI inventory slot, and there we can easily have the serialized field created. We want to have the image. this is the weapon image, and then we have the text mesh pro label, the ammo label, or label ammo to stay clean with the other naming stuff. So and then I think we just need a function calling it set slot data. And there we have the sprite as a weapon sprite, and also the ammo count. Yeah, and with that information, we can easily have this added. Nice. So let's see if we can use this information with our prefab. So let's drag and drop everything in these variable fields. Nice. Of course, we might want to also have a private bool with is active slot, something like that. Then we can have something like a property, which is kind of the same, but we just returning the variable, and also want to toggle this one. So we want to have another function called public bool toggle active slot, and then we just say, okay, the is active slot is not the active slot, and then return the new active slot. So we're just toggling this, and we can do this by scrolling, but we add this later. We want to check if this inventory in the UI is working. So this whole controlling of the inventory, like switching weapons and stuff like that, comes later. And that's okay. In the start method, we can already fill the inventory slots with every slot we find in our children. So let's say transform get components in children, and we want to have the UI inventory slots. So then we want to have for each loop, for each UI inventory slot in the found children. We just want to add to our inventory slots. That's it already. Nice. Of course, we could make this dynamically so that we say, okay, we have in the controller here, in the UI inventory controller, something like, I don't know, let's call it slot amount, and then create them. But I think this won't change that often, so I think it's okay to just use this or manage the amount of the inventory slots in the editor. Okay, we can now make a prefab out of it. I just make an inventory folder and then put the slot into that, remove these slots, and there we go. So let's see if this is working. We want to have a debug print of all our slots. So let's print out a slot count for that. Should be 4 if it's working correctly. Yeah, on there is a 4. There you go. Nice. So we have all the UI slots set up, and now we can just update these slots. So the inventory could manage this. So let's get the key value pass for that. For each key value pair of type weapon int in the inventory, we want to check, and we want to set this to all inventory slots. So we might also want to check the current slots and count them. So we have an int index at 0 and increasing these with every iteration, and say, okay, the inventory slot slots at 0, or at index in this case, dot set slot data, and there we go with the ammo count. In this case, it is I think it's the value. And now it comes to the sprite. As you already think, I guess, we do not have any sprites, so we just want to get it from the asset preview. So let's see if this is working as I get it. Yes, get mini thumbnail, and we want to get this mini thumbnail from our key. And there we go with our prefab. And I think at the texture 2D, can I convert this to a sprite? I hope so. So for testing purposes, I just exchange this image with a raw image, and now want to see if this is working as intended. So it should set the slot data with each update of the inventory. So let's see if this is working. So I now want to have it this way, and it's kind of working. It's just the wrong sprite. You see at the bottom right corner, and now I want to pick up another one, and the other one is getting into. Nice. Get mini type thumbnail. I don't know. I don't think this is working right. But I think for just the prototype purpose is okay. So we now have the information about the picture, but we maybe now want also to show some extra stuff, like the name of it on the right or on the left side of the inventory. But I think this will be done on another day. So I think this was it. I think the switching of the inventory and the whole controlling stuff comes in another video. I think the next step I want to take is to create a health system and to create finally some battle royale stuff, something like the zone, which is getting smaller and smaller, and to get the damage to the player, and so on and so forth. And also we have to make the multiplayer stuff. So there's a couple of things to do. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe to this channel if you do not want to miss any updates. And then we see us in the next video tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.